Okay, this is our little oil museum, so to speak. We have a lot of bits and pieces from the field and tools for the drilling rig and everything in here. Most of it has been found laying around the area near the well. There's a book there that was donated to us by a printing company. Has a lot of interesting information. Back here we have a oil derrick that was for us. Pretty much to scale. Pretty nice job there. And a couple of maps and things on the wall.
Oh, what is this a map of?
That's a, it says what? Hedrick's map of Muddy Creek and Zillionopa oil fields. It's done up like a blueprint.
Ah.
And every one of those little dots and X's on there is a well.
Oh. X's.
A section of a derrick here which shows how the elevators picked up the pipe and the rods and so forth. And there's a drilling bit there, a road socket. And we're supposed to have a drilling stem coming, but it's not here yet.
Ah.
Various kinds of cutters and wrenches and so forth.
You think you could explain what some of these tools do?
Well, these are elevators. There's one hanging in the derrick there. And,
right there?
Yeah. And those three pieces are wrenches. This is a forging for the oil field, or for the rod field, to hook the rods on and off. And these are sucker rods, which reach down in the well to pump the oil out. That and these pieces here are part of the pump jack system. An external and an internal pipe cutter, and that wheel was off the top of a derrick. The piece on the wall is a bit gauge. When they hammered the rocks out in a lot of time, the bit would become dull, and they'd tow it out and put it in a coal-fired forge, got it red hot, and then shaped it, sledged it back to shape with sledgehammers. And they used that gauge to make sure it wasn't too big, because if it was, it would stick in the hole.
Ah.
And the red thing in the corner is a chain grip pipe wrench, which meant it could expand to a lot of different sizes.
This map, what is this for?
That's a map that the state made for us in 2008, showing all the wells. 143 wells, more or less, were plugged in the park area, which is a lot of which is now underwater. So,
because we made that man-made lake.
yes.
Ah. So almost all of these are underwater now.
Yes. Yes, most of them as far as we know.
Is there any you can point out on the map that aren't under?
Well, our well that we're pumping here is this little orange, or little purple square here, so it's not underwater. And,
I can take a guess the surrounding wells around it aren't under as well.
Probably not, yeah.
Oh.
But they plugged them 100 feet down with cement and covered them over, so.
That bag there, what type of fishing and drilling tools did they put?
Well, that's not a bag, that's a flag.
Oh.
They were hauling long stuff on a truck. They hung the red flag on the back so people didn't run into it.
Ah.
Drilling tools would be the socket and the bit and the stem in between. Fishing tools were used doing we didn't have anything here of that, but every once in a while the rope would break or something would get stuck in the well, and they had various kinds of barbs and hooks and so forth to get down and get a hold of what was still down in the well and try to pull it back up so they could go back to work. I don't know what Spang's catalog shows here. It shows you how beat up the ends of the bit got sometimes.
Yikes.
Yeah, they got pretty nasty. Yeah, here's some fishing tools here. See the barbs on those? Drop that down the well and try to hook it on the rope or the cable and pull it back up. Different kinds of fixtures and bit ends and so on. Already?
Alrighty. Let's let me record these.
They're running good now.
How the engine works? Can you explain how the engine works?
Yeah, there's a hot tube, the ignition. Uses the hot tube. This hot tube. There's a tube inside this chimney. This tube, it's red hot with this flame. Where it's red hot, it's red hot. The gas goes in here, reignites where the red hot tube is. The very red determines where your timing is for the ignition. Open crankcase engine, patented in 1899, built around 1901, 1900. It's made from the Grove City Cooper Bessemer plant. So is that it?
Yeah.
So is that it? Okay. We're rolling.
Okay. This is the remains of an Iron King pulling machine, which was found here in the woods near the well. It was a maintenance device. It was after they started pumping the well. It would pump so long, and then the mechanism at the bottom of the well would wear out, and they'd have to pull it up and renew it, repair it. And it's kind of hard to tell right now what it did, but there's a spool set in across here, and this whole arrangement rode on the wagon that you see down below. And there's a pivot thing in the middle that twisted around, and then this stood up, made a kind of a derrick out of it. and held in place with these cables fastened to trees. And probably the power they would have used on this would have been a Fordson tractor or something similar to that. The wheels on that wagon are not original. It probably had original wooden wheels. Those are old truck wheels. This back pair is off some kind of a truck that used Kelsey wheels, solid tires. And the front two wheels are General Motors Corporation. You can see the GMC on the hubcaps. And probably the wooden wheels went to pot, and they just had those wheels in the junkyard and just put them under there.
Ah.
They're still in pretty good shape.
So, what's that wooden area for?
The wooden piece there was the pivot. If we go over to the wagon here, you can see very long ways on the wagon here, and that wooden section, which happens to be broken, by the way, it pivoted right here in this ring in the middle, turned it sideways, and then stood it up beside the wagon.
Yeah, it looks like it would fit.
Yep, it did. I'm no doubt hung over a little bit, but it fit.
Yeah, just clear it out a bit, I bet, if it could fit it again.
Yeah, we'd like to do that someday if we can find the volunteer help and so on.
Well, it looks like they're trying to get the engine started up again.
Yep. Yep, she's going. This part of the equipment is a number 2 Bessemer rolling power unit. The belt and the engine turns the shaft underneath, and then the mechanism goes around and does eccentrics, pull the rods to and fro to operate the pump jacks out in the field, which actually pumps up the oil. Ben, flip your in.
Torch on mine.
Propane torch.
It'll heat it up in a few minutes.
Okay, sure, we're gonna see how this thing runs.
Usually by the time I go around and talk to it and get back to it, it's heated up and ready to go. Is that Bessemer?
Yeah. Road City plant.
It's the old one.
Yeah. No, patent 1899, made 19,
Oh, is that right?
1900,
1899?
Yeah.
See, you got electric to start yours. I start mine by hand.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of room to...
Well, it looks like you might have started it before anyways.
So, yeah, this is some pretty old machinery here being used. The way it's used, how it's used, methods are very old.